I understand. In death, a member of Project Mayhem has a name. His name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
Come on, guys,
His
please,
name
stop it.
is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
This is over with!
His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
Welcome to Blockbuster Buds. With
Blockbuster.
your good friends, Joe and Matt.
What's up, y'all?
What's the actual name of the show, Joe?
I'm pretty sure it's like Blockbuster Behemoths?
Blockbuster Baddies?
Blockbuster Buddies.
It's Blockbuster Buffs.
Blockbuster Buffs.
Blockbuster Buffs.
What's up, y'all?
We're out here. We're playing this game. We are
We are literally out here.
the premier original movie podcast. That's what we are.
The only one.
Yeah, this show's about movies. It's about our love for movies, and sometimes not our love for movies. We'll see which category that lands us in today. But yeah, we're gonna talk about a movie today. Right now, that we're in this series called Fast and Furious Family. What is the Fast family up to outside of their critical roles in the Fast franchise? So if you made it around the table, you made it to the barbecue at the end, we're going to talk about a movie you were in. And today's guest of honor is none other than Sung Kang.
Sung Kang.
Oh,
is...
actually, wait.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
No, his name is
Yeah,
Sung Kang.
Sung Kang. Okay, sweet. Yeah, he plays Han. Beloved Han.
Yeah. From the
Debut in Tokyo
best
Drift.
Fast and Furious movie.
Who is this talking right now?
This is our first guest.
Our first guest? We have guests on the show?
That we do now. What's
Sick.
your name over there, sir?
My name's Kyle.
What's
Kyle.
up, Kyle?
And his assertion is that the best Fast and Furious movie is Tokyo Drift. Oh, absolutely not.
Toss some shade.
Tell us about
I'm gonna-
that, Kyle.
I'm going to head out. I just got laugh tracked at. Yeah. So the first Fast and the Furious movie was a car movie. And it was an okay car movie. They kind of invented a car culture that didn't exactly exist.
Incorrect.
Mishmashing various different strains of car culture into one movie in a fanciful representation of what street racing and gang activity could look like in America.
Actually, yeah, he's kind of right about that. The street racing culture kind of existed based on our in-depth research in Fast and Furious 1.
Yeah.
But mixing that with people who heist from trucks,
Yeah.
DVD, VCR combo players, yeah, probably didn't. Kyle is correct about this.
Yeah, so it was cool. And then what happened is that we got Tokyo Drift, and they did not mess with existing car culture. They just went to Japan, where they had a beautiful, thriving car culture, and then displayed it for us to see. And as someone who cares vastly more about cars than about movies, I liked that.
That is a reasonable take. But a dumb one.
I don't actually know what Joe's favorite is. What's your favorite Fast movie?
Oh, jeez. That's tough.
It's Fast 8 for me.
It might actually be... Oh, man, I don't know.
Well, just some nerdy audio recording stuff. If you're going to yell, back up.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
yell into the mic.
I
If you're
love
gonna
yelling
whisper,
into the mic.
Me too.
Move forward.
I just wanted to clip.
Yeah, just, audio stuff.
Freaking nerd.
Yeah, so this season is very loosely about the Fast and Furious franchise. It is mostly about these actors. We just wanted a framework to walk y'all through it. So far, we have done quite a few movies. They're all posted, and yeah, you can follow us on. We don't really have an Instagram yet, but we might by the time this comes out. But you can follow our podcast. We are the Blockbuster Buffs. and that is in the show notes of this episode and all other episodes as to what the lineup is if you want to catch up. But essentially what we do is we're going to talk about a movie, then we're going to dunk or defend on a movie, then we're going to give it a quarter mile time. This movie we have Kyle on because he came over and watched this with me. And today we are talking about Bullet to the Head. Do
we have some like
Sylvester Stallone
mid
movie.
90s rock to riff right now?
I don't know.
Okay, that would be appropriate, but I understand it's hard to listen to.
Yeah, we got Sylvester Stallone. This is directed by Walter Hill, and it stars Sung Kang as Taylor Kwan. He is the lead, or at least maybe the second lead in the movie.
He's a supporting character.
And then we have villain Jason Momoa.
It's true.
Coming up, we're gonna see him as a villain in Fast 10. See how
Yeah.
this compares. Fast X, I guess.
We get to
I have
see Sung Kang flip roles and become a cop in this.
That
yeah,
is
he's
true.
changing it up.
That's true.
So, what'd you guys watch this week?
I had a question, actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm not super much of a movie buff.
Uh-huh.
Is it normal for us to see Jason Momoa in villain roles or hero roles? Because I've mostly seen him as a hero.
He's pretty new.
Okay.
He
He's
was a
definitely
villain
some
in
villain roles too.
Game
Okay.
of Thrones. He was kind of a villain.
Okay.
He's been a villain in this.
He was
Okay.
in a TV show
He's a
that
villain in Fast X.
pretty early on. I think it was I didn't really watch it much. I think it was like a tribal nation detective show, and he may have been a good guy, but I think he was like a bad good guy, kind of like
Okay.
out for revenge.
Dirty cop.
I don't know
okay,
about dirty
okay,
cop.
okay.
No,
Supposedly he was in Dune. Was he a good guy in
Yeah,
Dune?
He was a
Yes.
good guy in Dune.
for sure.
Yeah. Very likable good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Hmm.
plays a very likable character from the book too. The character that
Okay.
he plays in the book is badass.
Oh,
Gotcha.
he's very likable in
Duncan,
Fast
Idaho.
X. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
I mean, he's freaking Aquaman.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah, yeah.
dislike Jason.
His
Momoa.
You
charisma
can't.
He's
is
just
like,
the best.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
yeah, he's like Will Smith in his prime charisma right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But this movie, he definitely is. It's one of his earlier movies.
He's rizzed
Yeah.
down. They've nerfed the riz on Jason Momoa, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he just hadn't come into his own yet.
That's fair.
I don't know. In Dune, he's pretty charismatic. So-
Yeah, because Dune's new. He's coming to his own in
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah,
This is over a decade
Oh, Matt's
old.
saying that he is nerfed in Bullet to the Head?
In Bullet to the Head.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But
okay.
before we get into the movie, we like to let you know our credentials, which
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
am the person who watches the most movies of anyone I know.
This is true.
Pardon me. Yeah. So that's my credentials. I watch a ton of movies. I love movies. I think they're dope. Joe is our film master, the sensei of the cinema.
You can tell
you.
by the blanket.
Yes.
It just looks majestic.
Yeah, if you're watching this
appreciate
on
that.
whatever we post this on.
Yeah.
I went to school for film and writing. I am a screenwriter. I make scripts for fun right now and trying to make it into a living.
Okay.
And yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah, and my claim to fame is that when I was 14, my older brother wanted to write books, and I read every single book that my parents bought him, which was like 12, on how to write good stories. He never read any of them, and I never wanted to write, so it worked out.
It was a very fruitful purchase on your
maybe
parents'
you
part.
should want to write or try.
Maybe.
Do you remember any of it?
Some. Like,
I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
easy to forget. There's a lot of
It is.
information on all
That
those
was,
books.
That was a long time ago, too.
I read all those books too.
Nice.
For school.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably had to, like, write papers on it,
I
didn't you?
did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what'd you watch this week?
I watched Ahsoka. Am I supposed to rate these?
No, just tell us about it.
Okay. And then Saving Private Ryan for the first time last night.
Okay, you led with Ahsoka. That's pretty interesting.
That was chronological order.
Yeah. Saving Private Ryan. I thought that was
can't-
going to be a money thing. I thought it was going to be a cha-ching. So, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I
this is a
can't
good
believe
pun.
you watched that for finally the first time.
The
I,
first
That's
time.
insane.
Blame my parents, man. I don't know.
I did watch it for the first time this year, so I'm a bit embarrassed, but I agree with Joe's assertion that it's crazy.
Guys, I watched it. This was probably like the first R-rated movie I watched. Was Saving Private Ryan. I was like 12, 11 or 12.
Okay. That would have been pretty intense at age 12.
Yeah, but it's just like
War is intense.
war is intense, but it's also a staple of American culture and history.
That's
Like,
true.
I feel like it's a rite of passage movie. to
I
me.
hear it kind of reinvented war movies in that it told us like what war kind of actually felt like more viscerally than any movie before it.
I mean, the first scene of storming the beach was like the most realistically
Traumatizing.
brutal and
Yeah.
Just straight up.
I've read accounts.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that is what happened, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a straight up slaughter.
Yeah.
Also, this is one great connection to Fast and Furious is Vin Diesel's in this movie.
It's true. It's
And
true.
He is playing a totally different character.
I actually really liked him.
Yeah.
I was mad they killed him first.
I think that if he had gotten out of his own way a little bit, he could have gone into serious mode. But I think he's pulling close to $1 billion on Fast.
Yeah, I
franchise,
don't think he
so
wanted to. That was probably the wrong move for him.
maybe not, but I'm guessing he's creeping up there.
Yeah.
Joe, what'd you watch?
What did I watch this week? Well, I've been watching a show called Lupin. It's a French show about a dude who he's a black guy from Senegal. He's a young boy in the 1990s in France, and his dad works as like a chauffeur / butler for this dude. And then the dude ends up blaming Lupin's dad for stealing a very nice set of pearl necklace, a very nice pearl necklace, and it's about Lupin. Basically, his name's not actually Lupin. Lupin is a character that is like a detective. He's basically like a French Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
So as a kid, this dude reads all these books, and he becomes a very good thief.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Lupin, that's not true. He's not a Sherlock Holmes detective. He's more like a Sherlock Holmes thief. He's like a gentleman thief. So
Oh, nice,
the
okay.
kid grows up reading all these books, becomes a master thief,
Gotcha.
and is trying to figure out how to take down the dude who framed his father. It's
Leave
actually
it-
very good.
Leave it to the French to not have a detective character, but instead to have a thief.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
also
detective is like a
detectives
thief.
in the.
Just let me have my moment. I know I'm wrong. What's the classic one? Death on the Nile.
Oh, I did not see that one.
Poirot.
Yeah.
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 Poirot.
Poirot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the big
classic
mustache?
Yeah.
French detective, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Some good stuff. Agatha Christie.
What was the name of that again? The show?
Lupin?
Lupin.
Lupin. It's on Netflix.
Lupin. Ooh.
New season's coming out, so having to watch from the beginning.
Okay,
Yep.
All right.
that's cool.
That's dope. I've also watched cool French hip movies on Netflix.
Did you watch A Town Called Panic also?
No. What
Oh,
I
okay.
watched was X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, jeez. All
More
right.
movies than anyone, guys.
Yeah.
You start scraping the bottom of the barrel. That movie's better than I thought it was when I first watched it. I really disliked it because I didn't understand the chronology. But then when I watched it this time, I haven't actually. To be fair, I haven't finished it yet. I'm only about 3/4 of the way through.
I can't do that.
I can't.
I can't turn a movie off.
No, I'll
That's
catch
weird.
back up. It'll be fine.
Okay.
I've seen
I
it
can now,
before,
too.
though.
Okay.
But that Quicksilver scene, man, it's just tough to beat. It's
That's
just
fair.
Like they did it perfectly, and then every movie since has been like, let's make Sonic do a Quicksilver scene.
Yeah.
And like, come on, Sonic, you can't do that. You're not Quicksilver. You're just kind of fast.
Did you watch the new Flash movie yet?
Yeah, did not care for
Nope.
it.
No, it was an embarrassment.
I
But
also
he did
watched
put a
that
baby
this
in a
week.
microwave, which was really funny as a way of protecting it.
I was really disappointed in the new Flash movie. But
Yeah.
I actually expected it to be worse. I'm sick of multiverse nonsense.
That's about how I
But I
felt.
did really enjoy the interaction with him and past him.
Yes.
Did you see this movie?
No, I
Alright.
didn't even want to give it a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's
that was a good decision.
yeah.
But
It's if you're really sick and it happens to come on, don't change the channel
yeah.
level of
yeah.
movie.
Yep.
But otherwise, never
Unfortunately,
seek it
I
out.
saw it in the theater. So that was a waste of my ticket money and the snuck in beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the beer was still.
I mean,
served its
yeah, that's
purpose.
fair. That's fair. But, yeah.
Cool.
Helped you get through.
Well, I do actually want another beer, before we do the summary.
Okay. You pause the track for us, or am I just going to get up?
I'm just gonna click in.
Okay.
Alrighty, Joe. I think you watched. None of us took notes on this movie, but we've all watched it very recently. Joe watched it today, so he is taking over.
I am. So here we go with the summary.
Yes.
All right. So, Bullet to the Head.
Bullet to the Head.
Came out in
starring Sylvester
2000
Stallone and Sung Kang and Jason Momoa and Christian Slater.
And Christian Slater. Came out in 2012. Starts off with a flashback sort of scene of Sung Kang, who plays Taylor Kwan, a.k.a. Han, is standing at underneath this train in kind of a downtown area. There's this car, pulls up, he gets in, there's somebody in the driver's seat. The dude's like, basically listens to him for a sec, then he just points a gun right at Taylor's head. Then we see a boom shot, but somebody from outside the car shot the other guy who had the gun pointed at Han.
It's Sylvester Stallone. I really beefed that one.
Up walks
I
Sylvester
don't usually
Stallone.
save cops.
So we start getting some narration from Sylvester Stallone. This is like a flashback. From there, it goes to Stallone giving a little dialogue about how we got to where they are.
I actually did write this part down.
Nice. So Stallone and his Stallone's a hitman. Stallone and his hitman friend Lewis were on a hit. They went to this hotel room. In the hotel room is this guy. He's just doing some coke, drinking a lot.
He is having a one-man party.
Yeah, he's having a one-man party, and there is a hooker in the shower taking a shower.
And this is played by Hulk McCallany, which is why we started with him saying his name is Robert Paulson. It's the same guy who starts that chant.
In Fight Club.
Yep.
Totally unrelated to this show.
Yes.
For now.
Yeah.
So, that guy is having a little one-man party in his hotel room. Stallone and his hitman buddy Lewis go into the hotel. They go up to the hotel room, knock. The guy opens it. They pretend to be cops. He's like, come back with a warrant. And they're like, nope, we're just going to bust in. So they bust in, kind of rough him up a little bit, push him back, and then Stallone pops.
Murders a woman in a bathroom.
Hold on.
No,
this
wait,
is...
whoa,
yeah,
no.
bro.
I'm just saying, to this point in the movie, that's what I thought happened.
No. You've skipped vital steps here.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
first they just shoot the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two to the chest.
Two to the chest. And the guy falls to the ground. From there, Stallone starts walking around. His buddy Lewis is kind of making it look like they were robbers and just came in to steal some stuff. Stallone walks over to the bathroom, opens it up, and inside is this hooker. She's all kind of cowering in the shower. She tells him that she doesn't know him. She was just here for the night, and she'll forget that anything happened. Stallone, as a professional hitman, thinks to himself, I should probably kill this girl. She's a witness. But then he sees a panther tattoo on her back left shoulder. And he...
The back left shoulder.
Yes, back left shoulder. I was paying attention.
Yep.
To that specifically. So he pops one off. Glass shatters. He walks out, and Lewis is like, who's in the shower? He said, just some hooker. I killed her. Job's done. But the other guy that they shot twice already gets up and starts to throw a fight.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, indeed. So
Doesn't what's-his-face say that? Doesn't matter. Rick James?
Yeah.
sounds
Okay.
right. They tussle with him a little bit more. Then Stallone pops another shot in the guy's head, and he is
Hold
for
on.
sure done.
Don't skate over this. It was a bullet
To the head.
to the head. Wow. It happened in the first scene.
And
It
we'll
is
see it some
incredible.
more,
Oh,
too.
we will.
So from there, they go to a bar. He and Lewis are supposed to meet up with the guy who's going to pay them for doing the job. The guy isn't showing up, so Stallone goes over to the bathroom to squeeze the lemon, as they say. And while he's in there, there's this lurking fella around, a.k.a.
Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's his real name.
Yep.
Yep.
Jason walks over to Lewis, who's sitting by himself at the bar right now, and he's got out a little hunting knife. He does 2 quick jabs to his right side, stab, right, then 2 more quick jabs to the left side.
In the kidneys, it's a slow death.
And the lungs. That's
Yes,
what the coroners say. Kidneys and lungs, and 1 to the heart.
And the knife has a cool hook to it. It looks like a...
It's a karambit.
Yes.
Yeah, a real good fighting
It's
knife.
a really hooky knife.
And you can use it for hunting.
It looks like you could stab, and then slice back, and it would be like no real problem.
Yeah, maximum pain.
Yeah.
So Lewis is hurting bad. And then
Stallone's in the bathroom.
Momoa goes over to the bathroom. He knows that's where Stallone's at. He starts to walk in, and Stallone sees him in the reflection in the mirror. He knows something's up. Turns around. They get in a big old fight in the bathroom, getting tossed around.
It's gorilla stuff,
Dude,
man.
straight up
he's
gorilla stuff.
70-year-old, absolutely vascular,
Dude,
absurd, shredded
Total
muscle.
unit.
Was he
like-
70 at the time?
I mean,
60?
2012?
Yeah, he's
I
still
mean,
like...
he's-
Yeah, he's old, but 70.
I think he's
No,
almost
he's probably, like,
70.
late
Let me
50s.
check it out.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's old.
Dude, he's not like 80 now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really old. He's like infinity old.
Okay, so they get in a big old fight. Stallone ends up getting a gun away from Momoa, shoots at him. Momoa runs away, takes off, and Stallone tries to chase him out, but Momoa's gone. So Stallone walks over to Lewis. Lewis is dying outside the bar, and Stallone is pissed. He knows that.
There's another relevant knife here.
Okay, quick math. He's 77 now.
So he would have
So
been
he'd been
66.
65?
Yeah,
2012?
65, 66.
Yeah. 65 makes
Oh.
me look like a child.
Still, holy cow, this man is shredded.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So from there, Lewis has this knife that Stallone takes from him. That's kind of like his main killing knife. And Stallone,
Switchblade.
yeah, a little
Yeah, like
switchblade.
shoots out.
Yeah.
And it's not obvious, but we know that Stallone's gonna try and use that knife to kill Momoa
Chekhov's
now.
knife.
Yes. Yeah.
When you see that switchblade pop out in the first act, you know it's going to pop out in the third.
Yes.
So from there,
Hold on a second.
okay,
Here's our 90s rock.
that was necessary.
I'm going to have it queued up just in case.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready. We're ready if we ever need it again.
All right, what happens next, Matt?
Oh, I don't know.
Stallone is angry on a dock.
That's true. He goes back to his house. He's on
Yeah.
a dock house, and
Yeah.
he's just living his best life doing that. And that's
He's-
when we get
he's
introduced to
not.
Han, correct?
No, he's not living his best life, but that is when we get introduced to Han.
Yeah, we're going to be calling this character Han. I think his name is Taylor, and I think the actual actor's name is
Sung
Sung.
Kang.
Yeah, but we're just going to call him Han. I am anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, Han is like, he's sitting outside of a police station. He's like, oh, hey, cool. I'm going to go into this police station. He goes in, and they're like, what are you doing here? What's going on? He's like, all right, well, this.
He's like,
my partner
I'm
was
the calmest guy on earth.
Yeah, like a guy who, used to work with me got killed, so we just want to check that out. And it was Hank McClanery from this movie and from Fight Club who
The
got
first
killed.
guy who took a bullet to the head.
Yep, exactly. So he's like trying to deal with this police force, and they're like, oh, well, you don't really have jurisdiction here. Like, you could figure it out. He's reporting back as well. And this is one part that I thought was really interesting, is that he acts like he like gets some information from the police officers, and then he calls someone on the phone, and then when he gets off, he's got like a lead basically, and they're like, oh, you get this lead from your magic phone? They acted like,
Dude, that was a bit.
they
like
acted
the
like
whole-
his BlackBerry was like a magic trick.
That was a bit the whole movie.
It was
like,
so funny.
The fact that he was good with his phone was like a big deal.
Let's be clear, the bit wasn't funny. The fact that it was a bit was really funny.
Oh yeah, it was funny in the like irony sense. I mean,
Yeah,
I just
and
couldn't
just, like,
stop laughing at it.
Yeah.
Did not age.
We
Like,
looked
makes
it up, and the iPhone had been out for like 3 years. Like, the BlackBerry is not cool anymore.
Yeah,
Dude, but a
like,
cop can't afford that. On a cop salary?
You're
You
right.
kidding?
Blackberries
Yeah.
are so expensive.
Not as much as an iPhone at that time.
I guess not, but still, I mean, iPhone. I think their retail started at like $450.
Okay, you remember that shit?
Yeah, I do actually, because I
No.
remember being absurd.
My mom got an iPhone 1, so
Yeah,
BlackBerry would have been like
they couldn't have been that
150.
much.
no way, man.
200. How much was a BlackBerry in 2012? All right. Irregardlessly, does not matter for the plot right now.
Right
now. So Han ends up calling Stallone because he figures out the known associates of Lewis, figures out that Stallone's one of them, and Han calls Stallone, tells him he wants to meet up. So they meet up at a bar, and they have a chat.
Oh my gosh! In 2012, the iPhone 5 was the most popular phone.
Wow.
That's like a good iPhone.
Yeah.
That was like right when they got actually
Like
good.
the 4S, people still talk about it, like with wistfulness in their eyes.
Yeah. The 5 was the tall one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were almost waterproof.
I had a 5 for years.
Yeah.
I love the 5.
It
I think my
was
dad had
really
a 5
nice.
until like 2020.
Yeah. So they meet up at a bar. They have a chat, and Han is like,
He's just like, I'm fine with you killing this guy that I came here to kill, or came here to like avenge, basically. But
Yeah.
I just want the guy you're after, or the guy who hired you. Which I'm like, what is going on?
well, he says that basically Stallone is a small fish. Like, he's just a hitman, and he doesn't really care that. He's just a small fish, so he wants the big dog that hired him to do the job.
Gotta let the big dog eat.
Yep.
Just to be clear here, we got a pungent note of character development for Stallone, where he brought his own bottle of moonshine.
No, not yet.
No, bullet.
That doesn't
bar?
happen yet. That doesn't
Bullet
happen at
bourbon?
that first bar.
He does get bullet bourbon.
Oh.
He at this point he asks for bullet. He asks for a double shot of bullet,
Oh.
and the bartender's like, "We don't have that." And then
I
Oh, so we
distinctly
have- this is
remember
the character
it
development.
showing bullet on the bar.
Oh no!
No?
that
This
doesn't-
this is a later. They go back to a bar.
yeah,
Oh, what
they
the
needed
heck?
a bar
Okay,
at a later
okay,
point too.
okay.
Which he does bring bullet. That time.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Bullet
But
whiskey.
at this point, Han is like, "You should just bring your own whiskey next time." That's the start of the development.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And so from there, they go. Where do they go from here?
Just to be clear, this is happening again. By the way, they go. I think I actually do have notes on this.
Didn't they get in the car again and then start like they drove somewhere? That was
Yes, they
because
did.
Oh,
the Cadillac is for some reason, or no, what was it? It was a Cadillac. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
a
yeah, no.
weirdly important
We
part of the
cut
movie.
to Jason Momoa and Christian Slater, who's like, so Jason Momoa's boss is Christian Slater, and then also this other guy, and they're in a partnership. They're in a town that seems like it's New Orleans, but I think they say it's not New Orleans.
It's Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, which is that's near New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
And
we
then
cut to them
similar
yet, or did
vibes.
we have Han
There's
walk
a-
out of the bar? And
There's an
get-
African guy who's like actually an African, who is the main guy who did some like war crimes in Africa and came over here and spent money.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Adewale Akaman. Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
Yep,
Adewale.
I read it in my mind and I was
He
like,
plays
"Nah,
Robert.
No." Yeah, Robert.
Nice.
So we got Robert, we got Christian Slater who's playing Marcus Baptiste, and then Jason Momoa who's playing Keegan, and they are interfacing about this bullet to the head problem or Stallone problem they're dealing with.
Are we gonna call Stallone bullet to the head from now on?
Yeah.
Probably should.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what do Han and Stallone get up to next?
oh my gosh, Han gets pursued. I don't remember
Yeah,
why,
he like
though.
No, he walks out of the bar. He's trying to convince Stallone. He's trying
Yeah.
to convince Bullet to the head that he needs to come and avenge his partner with him.
Oh, and then he starts getting chased by the cops.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's,
he doesn't know they're
he's-
cops.
yeah,
immediately.
right.
He's like, I guess the only thing that you ever did for your friend was have a drink, and then he
Yeah.
walks out all cool like.
Yep.
And then he's getting pursued, and then
he gets into a parking garage,
he does, and then he gets shot from the wrong side of his shoulder.
which was odd.
It was after he killed a cop, and it was the whole problem was that he was discovering it was a cop. And
Well,
then
and then Kyle and I
Stallone-
were here like, hey, you got chased by two guys, you just got shot by one, and you just put one down, and then you're just like sitting there.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
let me investigate the body instead of let me try to
disappointing.
get out of danger.
Yeah.
Like, It was wild. So they find
Yeah.
he finds a badge on him.
Yeah, and then Stallone comes through with the Cadillac and just lambasts the guy.
What car did he
And-
come through with, Kyle?
A Cadillac. Yeah.
That's gonna get old real fast.
Our guests will love it.
not
Just
for
suffer
me.
through for them.
Yeah, you're right. So Stallone smack kills the other cop with his car. Han gets into Stallone's car, and Stallone's like, "I'm gonna take you, go get fixed up, but don't think that like we're partners or anything, buddy."
Yeah.
And from there,
He takes him to a tattoo parlor.
tattoo
Yeah.
parlor.
There
where
was
we
some
get-
more activity on the Blackberry, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
And he's like, "What you got in that phone?
Yeah.
You got some secrets in your magic phone."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my Stallone impression. It's perfect.
Maybe
It
they
was
made
good.
this movie in like 2008.
That was
and it
our
just didn't come out
surmising.
until
Yeah. It's
It's
2012.
gotta be.
Yeah.
There's no other. Like when Blackberries first hit the market, and then they
Yeah.
just didn't get like production. They like made it. Stallone maybe made it or something like that, or produced it, and just like, I have no idea. I'm not looking into it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
at us. or
Anyway,
whatever.
they
Yeah.
get to a tattoo parlor.
I really felt a lot of sexual tension between Stallone and the tattoo artist for a while. I even wrote it down, and then
Yeah.
I found
Well,
out
I
something
think
else about
that-
this lady.
That's kind of the whole like misdirection
Yeah.
was kind of introduced that a little
Really
bit.
uncomfortable misdirection.
Correct,
Kind of,
yeah.
yeah. So Stallone walks in. There's this cute lady that's definitely like 30 years younger than him at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Doing some tattoos on somebody else, and he's like,
She's like, I told you I wouldn't do this anymore. And he's like, it's the last time. And she's like, I can't believe that this is what it took for you to see me. A girl gets lonely.
Yeah, she says it
it's just-
very. It's
yeah,
like,
that was.
It's
so I'm
bad.
not manufacturing the sexual tension.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you
right.
for
Yeah.
reminding me.
So from there, she agrees to help. They go out, grab Han from the car, and Han's like, what's your doctor training?
Yeah.
And Stallone's like, oh, she did 1 year in med school.
Yeah.
It's like, this is as good as you're going to get, buddy. So they take him inside. Lisa is her name.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pulls the bullet out of Han's chest.
It's pretty dramatic.
It is.
I think there's some whiskey involved. Was that bullet
Yeah,
too?
she
Yeah.
pours
makes
it
him-
on there.
She makes him take a sip, too. Yeah.
Which, fun fact, can cause heart attack.
I mean,
Alcohol and
It's also blood thinner.
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not
It's
great
just
for,
a really
like-
poor decision
Yeah.
to
Don't
drink
double
your.
down on that.
Yeah. But, you'll be fine.
He lived.
Yeah. So she patches him up.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit flirty, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know why you're moving on
Definitely.
Stallone's girl.
Yeah, yeah. He's much stronger. He has
doing here?
tougher guns than you.
Yeah. In multiple ways.
The
Yeah.
toughest guns.
So from there, they. What happened? They don't go back to Lisa's house at this point yet, right?
No,
No, they go back to his shack, I think.
Did they do that? I thought they just went directly to the bathhouse.
Oh, yes, they do.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, and it turns out Han does ask about the relationship between him and Tattoo Girl.
Lisa.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he's like, "How could you say that about my daughter?" Yeah.
Dude.
And then everybody's like, "Oh,
Oh,
snap!
okay.
Yeah, got it."
A girl gets lonely? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Who would
yeah.
ever say that to their dad?
I don't know.
Icky.
Poignant note here: when Sylvester Stallone goes inside to make the arrangements with his daughter for the bullet extraction, Han thinks that it's a brilliant idea to remove the firing pin from the
Chekhov's
Desert Eagle.
firing pin. You know it's coming up again.
Yeah, in the glove box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they go to the bathhouse.
Then they go to the bathhouse.
Well, and at this point, we know that the person at the bathhouse that they're looking for is someone that Han had figured out on his BlackBerry.
right.
is the broker.
Is yes,
Yeah.
the dude that set up the hit for Stallone and Lewis in the first place.
And he is friendly to Stallone. Like he's
Well,
a colleague.
no, Stallone says that he is an a-hole.
I meant more like they're in the same line of work. in the
Okay,
same
yeah,
town.
yeah. They're,
They're
not
aware of each
They're not
other.
friendly. Stallone clearly doesn't like him. He's some sort of. There's a derogatory term mixed with cowboy somewhere mixed in there.
Sure. Well, Stallone wraps up in a towel obviously, to fit in with the bathhouse vibe.
Yes.
Walks
Which
over.
is super busy. I mean, there's
Yeah,
just
there's
a ton
just
of people
ton of
there.
one
And by that I
person
mean it's
dude there.
empty.
Yeah. And he looks perfectly at home there, like roided out with huge tattoos.
Yeah.
Very
Steam everywhere.
normal
True.
customer.
Stallone does.
Yes.
And this
Yeah.
is clearly
Yeah.
not one of those bathhouses with nefarious secondary business on the side.
It actually
that we know.
didn't seem like it.
No, I mean,
Which was
just
like
a
a
normal-
weird
just a
choice.
normal,
Yeah.
like
It's a normal
middle-aged mom
Yeah.
doing like
Massage. Yeah. And she looked like she actually
With
was
like a-
trying to do a good job.
apron on.
Yeah.
Like she's very professional and she looks super bothered and scared
Yeah.
that Stallone walked in all roided up and talking to her client.
Well, he tells her to kind of scamper off and
Yeah.
She's like,
don't-
And she's not like,
Don't
oh
say
my
anything."
gosh, this happens every week, but I'll act scared so you don't shoot me. It's
Yeah,
just
she
like,
doesn't
oh, I'm
walk
actually
away,
concerned.
like in like Baby Go Relax or
Yeah.
anything like that, you know, like she walks away like kind of scared and picks up her stuff rather than just like walks away all like, oh, another day, but
Yeah.
I'm super hot in a rich guy's dungeon.
Yeah.
Harem, not dungeon.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of the vibe that most of these people have when.
But
when
not
stuff
this
hits-
time.
No, it's,
Much more
It's a very
professional.
upstanding spa.
Yes.
With a very professional masseuse.
The
who's
pool
there
looks
at
clean.
11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Stallone and this guy.
Wait, let's talk about the depth of the pool for a
No,
second.
please don't. Stallone and this guy talk
It's
for
gonna
a
be a
second.
longer app,
Yes,
just so
it
you guys
is. Buckle up.
There's an
Buttercup.
exponential growth curve to the number of guests versus the amount of time it takes.
That's a fact. Stallone and this guy have a little chat. Stallone's trying to figure out who is the one that hired them in the first place. This guy's like, I don't know, man. I'm just the middleman. Like, somebody tells somebody else, and then they tell me. And Stallone's like, whatever, man. You're full of crap. But the guy kind of walks over to his towel that's hanging on the wall. He grabs a gun out, aims it at Stallone, tries to fire a shot. Nothing happens. Stallone holds up an empty clip. It's like,
You should have
Guns.
felt that the bullets weren't in it.
Oh, that's true.
guns don't kill people. Bullets
Yeah,
kill people.
yeah.
And then Stallone points his gun at this guy, tries to fire.
Should have noticed the weight difference without the firing pin, bro.
Yeah, he should
So,
have noticed that.
take
what,
your own
2
medicine.
grams.
He
Yeah.
also does not get a shot off. And then they just get another tussle. Tussle
more
round
guerrilla
like
stuff.
3 at this point. Yeah, guerrilla
Yeah.
round 3.
Yeah.
They end up falling around, getting thrown into walls. Stallone ends up grabbing the other dude's gun, and then the magazine that he had in the first place, slams it in. Bam, bam, bam. Shoots the guy. Obviously, he has to fall into the pool.
Yes.
And from
I think
there-
we watched from inside the pool, right?
Yes. Another important thing though is before Stallone kills him, he does get out the information that the guy who was the broker that did hire them was a guy named Baptiste.
Yeah.
So-
Also, Stallone was offered $500,000 to walk away, and I would have taken it. Been like, sorry, cop, I didn't get any more information.
Yeah, but you're gonna die.
He'd send
I
someone
mean, but
after
he could
you.
still find the information some other way. Like, I don't know. I
No.
mean, it shows us that, you know, Stallone can't be bought, which is good. But
They kind of, the ship of
he's
he's
got
an
a code.
upright dude kind of sailed like right in the beginning of the movie.
right, as he just like murdered an ex-cop. and
Yeah.
he's a hitman for hire.
Yeah.
He doesn't usually save cops, and he flirts with his daughter in a way that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, his partner was a knockoff of the guy from Pulp Fiction. None of this was upstanding.
Okay. So from there, they know that they're tracking down Baptiste. He and Han drive over to Baptiste's house, and he is currently having a masquerade party.
Yes.
Oh man, I
Where
just
the
wanted a
bathhouse
montage here
was
of them like looking for
upright.
masks. But,
yeah.
but they just show up with masks. It's pretty wild.
They
that
like
they're
walk
just,
into
like-
a store and get them.
They're just like, all right, let's get a mask.
Yeah. And whereas the bathhouse was super above board and professional and not filled with whores,
This party just has
It's an issue.
Yeah, they just
Whores
have
is a bit
naked
much.
people
Okay.
walking around
I'm sure
serving
they
drinks.
were-
They weren't in the bathhouse. I didn't say that they were in this place, but yeah, it was
A lot of naked women.
Just
for sure, with
random.
masks
very
on.
odd.
And Christian Slater knew everybody. He was real friendly with a lot of people. So
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was his house. Baptiste, Christian Slater, same guy. He's walking around throwing this big old party.
He's cool.
Meanwhile, Adewale, Mr. Robert, is upstairs having a meeting with some high-end real estate men.
Yes.
Really just rich dudes that he's plotting to buy up a bunch of property in Baton Rouge and gentrify it.
It's really evil to increase the value of land.
No comment. But gentrification
Whilst
is complicated, but I
destroying-
definitely have mixed feelings about it.
Whilst destroying the heritage, which we
yeah.
run into that later on.
We do run into that later. We
Yeah.
don't know that he's actually a bad guy yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I mean.
Well, we know because of the context, but he hasn't done anything that you're like, this guy's super bad.
Yeah.
If for all we know,
Other
he's just
than
a client of
Kill
Christian.
Lewis.
yeah.
Well, but
I
maybe
did.
not. Maybe that was Baptiste's
All my
move.
homies love Lewis.
That's true. You know what? Let's pour one out for Lewis. Moment of silence. And the moment of silence.
So Stallone and Han get into this party. They got their masks on. They're trying to figure out where Baptiste is. They see him go upstairs.
This is 2012, so they had like masquerade masks on,
Yeah.
Yes.
not
Which-
the other kind that covers.
Side
your mouth.
note, sign me up for that party. Shit, baby.
Gosh.
So Stallone sees Momoa walk in with a mask on,
Yeah.
and part of him is like, "Oh, I want to let Baptiste go and just go kill Momoa."
But he's a professional.
He's a
hitman.
professional.
Yeah.
So
Bites his lip.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
sticks to what he has to do. Goes upstairs and tracks Baptiste down. He
Takes a quick look. Yeah, he follows him to the bathroom.
falls in the bathroom and like kind of puts a knife next to his throat, threatening him. And the dude's like, "What is this? Is this a joke?" And then Stallone just smashes his head against the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
this
actually.
is- before this though, he does make sure to note that the naked women have been compensated thoroughly.
True.
He's
Yeah,
like, just
yeah.
so you know, I'm not a scumbag. I've also paid these women to be naked.
Yeah. Honestly, Baptiste doesn't even seem like the worst character.
He's just a weird little.
Yeah, and I kind of appreciated how he handled the knife in the bathroom. Like, I feel like for a lot of people with less intention behind their actions, the whole, like, you're not going to kill me would work.
Yeah.
But it didn't work with Sylvester Stallone.
No. Christian
Can't be
Slater,
stopped.
I think, is a good actor.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, keep going, because we're about to get another bullet to the head.
Just wait. I'm ready. I'm ready for
there
it.
are more of them.
So Stallone carries Baptiste out. He and Han meet up. They take him to his car.
Yeah.
And they take off.
The Cadillac.
The Cadillac. Right. I'm not sure it's a Cadillac.
It's a Cadillac.
All right, sure.
Don't worry, guys. I'm
So
waiting for the right moment.
Adewale finds out that Momoa let
Oh, he's
It's
pissed.
so
Stallone
embarrassing
slip
for
through
Jason
his
Momoa.
fingers with
Yeah.
Baptiste.
It's because he's a new actor.
And then Keegan, who's Jason Momoa, is like, look at this computer. Do you see now?
Yeah.
We've got him tracked.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we got to cut really quick to the shack.
Back to the shack.
Back to the shack.
Classic back shacking.
Stallone and Han have Baptiste tied up to a chair. They're basically interrogating him. Han doesn't want to kill him, but Stallone's like, if you don't get the information out of him, I'm going to do what it takes to get it.
We get some good cop, bad cop.
Major
Yep.
bad. Yep.
Yep. Well, it's a good cop, bad guy.
Yep.
Fair.
What do they learn? They learn about Robert here,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, there's a thumb
So-
drive in a necklace.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the key. We got
Yep.
like a secret MacGuffin, but it's not really a MacGuffin. It's more just a point of information. It's a convenient flash drive.
It's very thank you plot for causing this to exist.
Also, Han interrogates him for like 5 minutes, and he doesn't give anything
He
up.
gets the runaround.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stallone literally just like jabs him with the butt of a shotgun, and he immediately breaks.
He's like, oh, okay, I remember this situation. My head met a wall.
Nothing else happens. Like Stallone doesn't even really hurt him.
Yeah.
It just kind of like hits him once with the shotgun.
Yep.
He's just like, okay, yep, you can have it all. Here's the thumb drive.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
This is my insurance policy.
This
Yep.
guy means business.
so the
Show
thumb-
don't tell movie.
Yeah. So Stallone and Han get the thumb drive off.
And then immediately gunfire through the walls.
no,
Wait, no.
no.
Did I miss
Before
something?
That, one
Before
thing,
that.
very important, a bullet to the head.
Oh, yeah. But it's a shotgun. So it's pellets.
Multiple bullets.
Pellets to the head.
Pellet bullets. Stallone still pissed at Baptiste, shoots him in the face,
Yeah.
and he falls over dead.
If I recall correctly, there was a very elaborate blood special effect that went with that. There's like his head like
There's a fair amount of that.
blasted. Yeah.
But yeah,
They
then
meant it.
immediately,
Bullets
600 rounds
Yes.
through the shack. The shack it's ruined.
Sylvester Stallone and Han fall to the floor, and in movies, people are not capable of using the y-axis while they're shooting, so they just shoot level and miss everyone.
shoot
That's not
right
actually
at
entirely
him.
true in this one. I was paying
Oh.
attention to that, and after the first initial shots, they walk up towards the house and they start shooting down at the
Oh,
floor.
do they?
Yeah, like
Oh,
through
okay.
the wall. I was paying attention to that, and they
Yeah,
did a
good
decent
on
job
you.
of yep.
Okay.
We got the film
Yep.
film major.
Got
who's
the
like,
y-axis.
Let's see
Yes.
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah. So Han and
No, but-
Sylvester Stallone yeet out of the building.
Okay, so Jason Momoa,
they're at-
Keegan, here's a gunshot. Does not know that his charge, the
Oh, that's
Christian Slater,
true.
is dead necessarily.
That's very true.
He just hears a gunshot,
and he's
and
like,
immediately is just like,
"Cowabunga, dude!"
kill everybody.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Baptiste is dead.
In his defense,
That's what he has to assume.
Baptiste also was kind of irrelevant, and everybody was treating him like a jackoff.
That's true. He was definitely kind of like I don't know, the local player.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stallone and Han crawl to the edge of the dock shack and slide out into the water,
Yep.
swim away. Momoa and his boys charge in. They're looking around for him. They see Baptiste. Stallone and Han.
Is this the moment we find out that Jason Momoa is an ex-Navy SEAL? Or was that later on?
No, I don't think he was an ex-Navy SEAL. He's just a ex-FFL, like African mercenary.
Oh, was
That's
he?
what he was, yeah.
Okay. Okay. They had clearly had training. They did like a
Yes,
elaborate breach routine, and yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess
he was trained.
Yeah.
That's the point.
we
Yeah.
saw that they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But Stallone and Han come up on the other side of the river.
Yeah, and it turns out James Bonomo, which is Stallone's character's name, which is eerily similar to James Bond.
And his name is James Bobo. They
Yeah.
they nickname him James
Yeah,
Bobo,
yeah.
which is hilarious.
It's
So
Jimmy
goofy.
Bonomo.
No, his name is James Bonomo, and they nickname him Jimmy Bobo.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, come on now. And then, not to mention, he's got straight up like Rambo traps.
yeah, like 200 pounds of explosives rigged to his home.
I mean, once you're Rambo, always Rambo.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I'm just saying it's excessive. I only have 100 pounds in my
He
house.
sleeps over that every day,
Oh, jeez.
assuming that no teenager is out there like, what's this button do?
Or a frog.
Yeah,
Like, ribbit.
I think there's a cover over it, but still, yeah.
Still.
I mean,
Frogs are
it's-
very dexterous.
It's yeah. I think that my 5-month-old could figure out how to push that button. She's real interested in stuff. I think she would just like
Yeah.
and get it done. It seems
My point to Matt during the watching of the movie is that if the explosives go off while you're asleep, you don't know.
yeah. That's
You're
true.
just dead.
Unless you're not dead and you're just burning alive.
That's
It's
horrifying.
It would be horrifying. Your mattress would have had protected you so much more than you would expect it to.
Yeah,
But I
that's
guess
true.
it is plausible.
You probably
Ugh.
wake up for like half a second.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
and you're just
Just
like
pure terror.
can't
Just
even
like
scream.
watching your
Yeah.
bed push you into the ceiling with crushing force, and you just hear like Who can say where the day goes?
It's slow motion.
You just hear Enya all the time as you're just like, oh no.
Dude, that's a dope scene.
Kind
Yeah.
of scrambling to get off of the bed.
Matt's gonna be like 92
No.
years old, and this is how he's gonna go.
Then you break through the roof and you're still alive.
You're still alive,
so
but
you're
you're like
falling.
bleeding
Oh.
out.
You're bleeding out, but you're falling like into space. You're falling into the air, and then you just like land in the river.
Oh no.
We
Just
should probably write a movie, boys.
Slow-mo, running
Just-
it like run falling through the air.
Blood.
Gushing like ribbons.
Like Christ. As to as a ham-fisted cinema trick. So, just a cut off Joe. He has a bunch of explosives under his house. He blows them up and blows up all the bad guys.
Yeah.
Except for
Keegan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason Momoa manages to outrun C4.
So he jumps through the window.
Training.
And
is there a
falls
beep
into the
beep
water.
beep or something?
There is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does have like 2 seconds of warning where he can see the bombs in kind of like part of the dock down below, and he sees it flashing. He's like, "Bombs, run!" He runs out, busts through the window.
no
in
one
time.
else does.
No,
Yeah. Really embarrassing for the other guys.
definitely.
Yeah.
You'd think with that level of training, they'd be like, bombs.
I know how to breach a room.
Let's
I would
get
run
outta
through
here.
a wall. Yeah, yeah. Silly.
So from here, Stallone and Han take the flash drive over to Lisa's house. Lisa just so happens to be taking a bath at the time. And Han walks in before Stallone runs into her in a very fun way for him.
I think she has a towel on her.
She does.
maybe.
It falls
Yeah.
off for a sec.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
did it?
it's like
Yeah.
not all the way on. She like has it, and he's like, "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
pardon me."
So
Can I
embarrassing.
use it?
He tries to be cool about it.
Yeah, he's like, "Can I use your computer?" She's like, "Nice, dude."
Sweet, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Han,
You're on the spectrum, aren't you?
Han brings the exact same note. Well, let's say Sung brings the exact same like Han energy to this whole movie.
There's a lot less player energy.
Yeah, for
In
sure.
Fast
I think
and Furious,
he's a bit more
Tokyo
straight
Drift,
laced in this
yeah.
one.
I think that's okay. I see that, but he does have that. He has that like flat affect, like cool dude vibe.
He's got Riz.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's he does a good job, and I like that choice for the character. But it is kind of funny to me that it's like just, can I use your computer? And he's just so unassuming, and he's a real gentleman, which he is in the Fast and Furious movies as well. Though.
That's true.
That's true.
He's very much just like, I'll just play it slow, and if Gal Gadot wants to have sex with me, then she will.
Yeah. Is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot?
Tough to
Nobody
say.
knows.
Okay. Okay.
So Han starts getting on the computer. He plugs the flash drive in. They start figuring out all the dirty details on Robert
Yeah.
and what his plans are. So from there, Stallone and Lisa have a little chat about life and stuff that's going on. And he and Han.
I think I was sending a text for this part of the movie, so sorry.
It's like a
This is
really
like
long text.
news. It was, yeah.
Nice.
You just got to make sure you provide detail here. I lost the plot.
Sure. So, I mean, on the flash drive, they just find out like that there's the dirty cops that have been helping Robert out, and also like what Robert's intentions are for rebuilding a bunch of the properties and buying them up. So then from there, it flashes over to Robert, and Robert has a chat with Jason Momoa. Momoa at this point is like super pissed off about his boys getting killed, and Robert's like, I don't care, that doesn't matter to me. You all are mercenaries, you know what you're getting into. And then when Momoa leaves, Robert tells his other like secondhand man that when the job's done, I want you to kill Momoa.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not catch this part.
I didn't either.
Yep.
But we know that'll go poorly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Is this the point where doesn't Han send all this info to like the local police chief, and then he gets in the car with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, yeah, before
Stallone's
they-
like, yeah, I mean, if she's doing better than you could expect for someone who's grown up in her situation, you know how
talking
it
about
is.
his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then don't they kind of split up?
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
yeah, they do split up, and that's when Han
And
goes
that's
talks
when
to
God-
the cop.
Yeah. He goes under the bridge.
Yeah.
And we're
Catches
back
up
to the-
Yeah, back to the beginning with
what
the
we saw in
scene.
that first scene. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Han had called his one of the main cops he had connection with at the local PD.
Oh yeah, it's the police chief, I think. And when they first meet, let's backtrack a little bit. I'm sorry. Get in your head. When Han first meets his police captain and he's about to leave,
Oh, he makes him give him his gun.
He makes him give him his gun because he does not have a concealed carry permit for the state of
Which
Louisiana.
I don't believe counts for an officer of the law.
I think you get reciprocal access in multiple states. I would assume, but I don't know.
Well, and it's Louisiana.
Yeah, it's not like
Bruh.
California.
You can probably open carry there.
Yeah, it's not Oregon. Like, it's Louisiana. I don't know. That was like
It was
a
odd.
really
It
like
was odd.
jerk move. It really set up to me like
it looked like a
this
power
police chief
play, but
is
we
a
all
jerk.
knew better.
Like,
Well, yeah.
for sure.
I
he's
mean,
a
it's
jerk.
like also sets him up pretty obviously that he's a rat. Or
No.
like,
It was
just
subtle, Joe. It was really subtle.
This
You had to
movie
be
is
really
nothing but
tuned
subtle.
in
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
able to catch that
for
one.
sure. Good point. So, police chief shows up, pulls up in his car. Han gets in, and the cop asks him basically just like, "What'd you find out?" And Han tells him about the flash drive, and the cop is like, "You shouldn't have come down here."
Yeah.
That's when he points the gun at Han's
Glock
face.
19 to the temple.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
And then bang.
Yeah.
cop's dead. Han is not.
A bullet to the head.
A bullet to the head. That's
Yeah.
number
Boom.
like 4.
We did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Stallone walks over. He's like, "This is the second time I've saved your ass." Then Han goes back with him, and they start plotting
John Wick activities.
some John Wick activities.
Yeah, where are the bad guys? I remember this scene, but like, why do they know they're there?
Because Jason Momoa kidnaps Lisa.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Oh, yeah.
that.
And then
So-
we had the trope that you were offended by and I wasn't aware of because I don't watch as many movies as you do.
Oh, all bad guys are rapists cliche?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jason Momoa, meanwhile, breaks into Lisa's tattoo parlor. There just happens to be 2 like Chinese dudes in there, so they
Oh,
have
yeah.
like a little kung fu fight.
It's like
Get it.
gorilla versus chimpanzee.
That is
Very
way too
racist.
racist.
Wait, how is that racist?
You gotta,
You didn't intend it to be, but it just sounds racist. All right, I'm not trying to like put on airs, but let's just not call
Oh my
2 different
gosh.
people who are different races than
They
us.
were smaller. That's the point.
Okay,
Don't
yes.
say chimpanzees. though.
He like throws them around like a gorilla would with chimpanzees, and they don't make it.
With
It's
the
not
clarity,
good.
I'm more comfortable with it. But
Okay.
let's just
I
not
see your
call
point.
I
but
said earlier that
that could be worded
Sylvester
better.
Stallone versus Jason Momoa
I
was
mean,
gorilla stuff.
That's
I thought you were
That's
just
a little
talking
more
about, like,
fair.
guerrilla warfare.
no.
I knew what you meant, but
Okay.
like 2
Yeah.
gorillas one-on-one makes more sense for them. But throwing the chimpanzees in there, that's you can't do that.
It's horse meets
Classic
dog.
classifications
Yeah,
of monkey sizes.
Okay,
Sorry.
anywho, we have a little kung fu scene.
Oh, there was a whole scene in here where Jason Momoa goes in and kills a bunch of guys in a bar and gets some stuff out of a safe.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, you're totally
He
right.
gets
We did
the
skip over that.
documents back from. This is mid-movie. He gets the documents back for Robert as he's been tasked to do, and he just walks in and just like, he's the best gunfighter in the West, I guess, because he just like
and it's
shoots everybody
it's
with like
really
no
clear
issue.
that he likes doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
sure.
then he gets in the car with Robert, and he's like, "Thank you for cleaning up after me," or whatever. But he says it in an African accent,
and
not
then
in a
Robert
Stallone
is
accent.
like something money.
Oh yeah, he's like, dude, I just love money so much
Yeah.
that I
Well-
would like kill everyone in my family for money. That's
Yeah.
basically what Robert says.
Yeah.
That's a direct quote.
No, it's not.
Doesn't he literally
does
say like friends or okay? You tell me what he says.
No, I don't remember exactly what he says at this point. Huh.
Oh, he says like some people like have family or like cultural connection, and he's just like, all of that is nothing compared to money. Like it's
Yeah.
so blatant and
I
hopeless.
do not remember
it's
that.
It's like I would
hokey.
murder
Yeah.
1,000 human beings for like money.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
It's like the most wicked I've ever seen a person be in 5 seconds.
line I
it's
remember
not
him saying, yeah, I remember him saying that he doesn't trust Momoa because he doesn't care about money. So
That
it's
is-
I'd never trust anybody
he
if they
does
don't
say
care
that.
enough about money.
Yeah, but he's stupid because Momoa cares about killing.
Yeah.
You can always count on people.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. I might be mistaken, but in my mind,
It
That's
was,
what
it was
happens?
pretty vile.
it was pretty
It was
ridiculous.
vile in your minds too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
You
yeah,
guys had a little telepathy there.
I guess, yeah.
in my mind, it was just like I could feel it. I think that's what they were trying to go for, but
It's
Joe's
hard to
line,
read between the lines with
Joe's
this movie,
memory
man.
of the line was better.
All right.
So anyway, Lisa's
filled that in.
kidnapped.
Yep.
Lisa gets kidnapped. Momoa takes her to this warehouse, kind of out by the bay. They call Stallone. He's like, "I have your daughter. Bring us the flash drive."
Yeah,
Or unsubtle implication.
yeah, or these guys are gonna rape you.
Yeah.
And like, then he gets off the phone and he's like, "No, we're not gonna do that. Just relax." Because Jason Momoa's got Riz. He can't. He's like, I'm not gonna let you,
Tarnish me.
like director tell me that I'm gonna be bad. All bad guys are racist. But at the beginning, it was like, why are all bad guys rapists? Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
about this trope? I just learned it from CinemaSins, but
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
It's-
like
it's kind
every
of-
movie, they're like, "Oh, I got the girl alone." Zip. And you're like, come on, man. Like, she's your leverage. What are you doing? What kind of person are you? I get you're gonna rob a house, but that doesn't mean you're ready to like molest a person. Ugh,
Anyway.
it's a whole thing. Too
Yeah.
dark. Let's
Sylvester
move on.
Stallone and Han are like, we must act now. And don't they split up before this? Was this a plan? I missed that part.
Yes, they planned.
Okay.
So Stallone drives up by himself, shows
Yeah.
up to the warehouse. He gets out of his car, and there's like a bunch of hitmen around just watching him. He swaggers his way up, goes upstairs, has a chat with Robert, and he's like, "Look, give me $250,000 and give me my daughter back, and I'll hand over the cop that is trying to track you down."
Yeah.
It's a trick.
And
It's a trap.
Robert goes for it, and he lets Stallone and Lisa walk away. Momoa's pissed about it. He's like, obviously,
Because I just love killing.
and it was, you just paid him. Momoa says, you just paid him as much as you paid me. And from there, Momoa,
Robert's like, I don't care. You know, you guys are just money to me anyway, because I just like money.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he says.
yep.
Verbatim quote.
Yeah.
It's a real complex villain, guys.
Then Momoa shoots one of the henchmen in the face.
Yeah.
Points the gun at Robert. Then the second-hand man is like, "What are you doing? What's going on? Why are you doing this?" And then he's like, "I'm not a part of this. Please don't." And Momoa shoots that guy in the face too. And then does he shoot Robert?
He
at this
shoots
point?
Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Then
kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is,
Boom.
Because he just loves
Boom.
killing.
Boom.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
big-time killer.
Yeah, yeah. I want to. I don't remember the exact sequence of this, but Sylvester Stallone has also rigged the Cadillac with explosives.
Right.
Oh, right.
Which I found to be a more offensive trope than all villains are rapists. Is I have explosives wired everywhere on remote control. Like, you really drive that around, bro? You
That's a
drive your
good-
car around and you hit people with it.
Well, I feel like maybe they rigged it that day. You know,
That
like
one is
he-
probably-
yeah. That's what
Maybe.
But
Okay.
I do like this trope that I've never actually heard before, which is just that everybody has remote explosive devices
Guys.
on hand.
I already said it. Once you Rambo, always
Always
Rambo.
Rambo.
That's-
You're
that's
right.
fair.
You're right.
That's
Always
fair.
prepared.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry I questioned you, Joe.
He played the same character in the Expendables too.
Yeah, and Han played the same character in Fast and Furious. It's just two people that are like, what if these characters met in real life? It wasn't realistic.
No. So from there, everybody gets in a big old shootout. Han shows up. They're getting in fights. Stallone tells Lisa to wait here for a sec. And Stallone goes downstairs. Momoa and him have a little chat. Momoa's like,
Tete-a-tete.
tete-a-tete. Mono e mono.
Yeah.
Stallone or Momoa looks over at a plaque. It's on the inside of the warehouse, and it is a plaque in honor of the men who died defending the fire of like 1908. to keep this building standing. And it kind of goes back to the Momoa is also sort of on board with killing Robert because he knew he was going to tear down this place and it would have destroyed the heritage of the area. So then Momoa smashes into a axe cabinet where there's 2 axes.
Yes, conveniently.
Conveniently.
Axe
and
fight.
Yeah.
he and Stallone get in a sick axe fight. A sick axe fight.
Yeah, sick axe fight. It's really sick axe.
It was.
is.
It was. Sylvester Stallone
Kick-axe,
is
too.
clearly
Yeah.
stronger, but he's outmatched by the agility and ferocity of Jason Momoa.
A man 35 years his junior.
Dude,
Yes.
Momoa does some slick moves with that
he
axe.
does.
And his little monologue about the firehouse and about the fire and stuff, you're like, oh, I see why you're famous. Like, you brought like a little bit to this. Like, I think he was hamstrung by the material a little bit, but like he still brought like a little charm. You just you see like a glimpse of like his Momoa charm come through.
Let's be
I really
real. There's
enjoyed
been a glimpse the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just good.
I mean, after Khal Drogo, he's just
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in this movie, I think
Yeah.
you see this, like he has like a little bit more. You believe him a little bit more. He's just a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't want to like botch a real word, but
Mm-hmm.
I would like add to it instead of I'd call it charisma.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting ape of Riz.
Yeah.
But well, that's what we got to do. Anyway, how does this fight go, Joe?
I mean, axes get thrown. Stallone gets cut up.
Do you guys think that Deadpool is riffing off of this movie?
No. Deadpool is so much. I don't even see the connection.
There's 2 axes.
That was
Oh,
so
okay.
random.
Yeah.
2 axes,
Two
2
axes, two
samurai
swords.
swords.
Some acrobatics.
Yeah, that's a good point. I see what you're
They're
talking
almost
about
the
now.
same movie.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds really took a lot of inspo from this.
Stallone gets his axe chopped in half. He's trying to
Boom.
use it as like a guard, but Momoa just crushes it, breaks it in half, and Stallone uses the butt end to stab Momoa in the foot. Momoa's bleeding all over the place, but he has one more raise of the axe. He's about to swing it down when, bam!
Bullet to the head.
Bullet to the head.
Wait, what? Is
Yeah.
that what happened?
He
What
got
happened
shot
with
by
this
Han.
knife?
Han shoots him.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't to the head. He may
Okay,
have lived
Han
a second
shot.
longer because he does get shanked by
You're
the
right.
switchblade.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was not to the head. He just gets shot and falls forward.
Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah.
you didn't play the track.
I know. I'm gonna wait.
Wait, no. No. He does get shot to the head. He gets stabbed first.
Oh, does
Yes. No, so here's how it goes down. All right. So Stallone's on his butt up against this concrete slab. He brings the butt end, the pointy end of the axe down onto Momoa's foot. Momoa kneels down in pain.
Oh, yeah.
Then Stallone gets
he?
out the
opens
switchblade.
the knife into his
Yeah,
neck.
he pushes it up into Momoa's neck, opens the switchblade. Momoa steps back.
And then
Then
He
he's
grabs-
got one
he-
more swing.
Yeah, he grabs
out.
the knife, pulls it out.
Doesn't he spray everywhere too?
Oh,
little bit,
there's
yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit for
yeah.
sure, but he's still kicking. So he raises the axe, and this is when he gets the
Bullet to the head.
bullet to the head.
just so you know, I'm gonna isolate this sound. It's gonna be on that soundboard next time,
Sick.
and I'm never gonna stop hitting it.
So Han and Lisa walk over. Stallone's like, I had it under control.
Uh-huh.
And Han's
I'm
like,
all
yeah,
set, Han."
sure, whatever. And then Stallone just picks up his gun and shoots Han twice.
Yeah,
Bam,
you're like,
bam. Just
"What?"
shoots him right in the chest again.
Now, in Stallone's defense, I think that Han was being. What language can I use on this podcast, Matt?
Don't say the F word.
The PG-13 rules.
He's being a little bitch, and Stallone actually helped him out a lot by shooting him because he was doing criminal activity, and Stallone made sure that it looked like he was a victim instead
Right.
of a perpetrator.
I mean, and that's what he says next, is
Yeah.
that I shot you, and here's what you're going to say.
I
You're going to
just-
say that you came here to tracking me down.
Me too, Matt. Oh, okay, cool.
I got in a fight with everyone.
Yeah.
I was on my way out, and you tried to stop me.
Yeah.
And then Lisa is like, I'm going to stay.
With this skinny hunk? No.
With my new love interest,
Yeah.
Han.
There we
So
go.
Stallone's like, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
He walks out, gets away. Han gets picked up, taken to the hospital, and then we flash forward 6 weeks later. Stallone gets a call from Han to go meet him at a bar.
Yeah.
Stallone shows up, and at this point, he shows up with his bullet.
With his own.
Oh,
with his
yeah.
own. Yeah,
He
yeah.
brought it
he
himself.
brought it himself, and the bartender's like, "You can't have that in here." He's like, "You got any bullet bourbon?" The guy's like, "No." Well, here's $20 so I can rent the glass.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good Stallone voice.
It was.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Also, that's kind of a cool move, actually.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, yeah. That's Riz.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stallone is fantastic.
He is. Ridiculously.
Yeah.
Like in a ridiculous fashion.
Oh, and then Han shows up and he's like, "Hey, Mr. Stallone. By the way, I've been getting real randy with your daughter in the hospital."
No, this is what he says. I've been getting to know your daughter. I've really been getting to know your
Yeah, it's
daughter.
like, dude, come on, man.
Stallone's like, "Oh, have you now?"
Yeah, yeah.
And then Han is like,
Get ready to have your heart punched through your chest.
Han's like, "Look, all right, we can forget about everything that happened up to this point. But if I catch you do anything wrong ever again, I'm going to track you down." Stallone's like, "Ha, yeah, right, kid." And walks
It's like
out.
he paid a dowry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so weird, man.
Yeah. I kind of liked it.
It was all right.
I'm irritated with Han for not just being like, yeah, we're chums. Maybe you could just kill bad guys now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, become like the accountant. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the end. That is the
It
end
is.
of the flick.
Yeah.
We've done it.
We've done it.
It's old. It's old now.
It never gets old, guys. Because you guys didn't watch enough CSI Miami. That's your
Oh,
problem.
Yeah, I
This
did
is
not.
it.
I did not.
Sure.
Just
So no, we do have. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a staple of the show, Joe. You might just
Yes.
get yourself
All right,
prepared for
I'm-
it. I probably won't do
I
it
don't
as
hate
much
it.
as
I'm
this
in and out.
episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
That was our summary segment. On to the next segment of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. What's the purpose of this segment?
Dunker Defend.
Dunker defend.
All right. Dunker
I wanna
Defend
push it so bad.
is.
Woo.
Dunker Defend is. Does the movie do what it's supposed to do? This is where you try and remove your own opinion, your own biases, and just look at the movie within its own universe, within the universe that it exists.
okay.
Does it accomplish what it was made for, what it was intended to do?
So get that in your mind. Are you gonna dunk or defend? But don't tell us.
I can't
don't-
tell you yet.
Don't
Okay.
tell. We're gonna do a countdown.
Okay.
We're gonna do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then all three of us are gonna say at the same time.
Very good.
So get it in your mind and let us know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2,
2,
1.
Defend.
Whoa.
Whoa! I think for sure dunk.
All right.
Defend.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
y'all start. Defense have it.
Go
Kyle,
ahead,
you're our
Kyle,
guest.
as the
Let's
guest.
start on
Okay.
it.
Hear your defense.
Look, 90s action movies that involve Sylvester Stallone are not intended to be realistic. They are not intended to be difficult to comprehend. They're not artistic. They are entertaining, and I was entertained the entire time.
This did come out in 2012, not the 90s.
But it's
Yeah.
it's a style. This is like
We've reached my
when
point.
did
of dunk.
when did the first Expendables come out?
I don't know, 2001 maybe. I'm
No,
not
dude,
sure.
not
It's
till
been
like
since the beginning of
2007.
time.
I saw Expendables 1 in theater when I was in high school, so it was like 2000.
So maybe the genre should
8?
not be called 90s action movies.
2009?
Maybe I'm referring to 2000s action
Yeah.
movies.
We need
And
like
just like
Bayhem, but
Stallone,
first to Stallone.
action movies at this
Yeah.
point. Stallone is this character.
Yeah.
2010, the Expendables came out.
Dude, I remember Expendables 1.
Okay.
So
was a
this
big
is
deal for me.
before.
Yeah.
This is after Expendables.
They're better than Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, but it's the continuation of the formula of we have a super jack dude, and then he's gonna do super jack dude things, and
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm a super jack dude." Even though they're not.
I can feel it though. My mirror neurons are firing. Psychology major in the house.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's my whole defense. Is
All
it,
right.
was- it did what
Solid.
it set out to do.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, well, I'm gonna also do my defense.
I would love that. Yeah.
So here's what I will say. In the first scene, when we saw that flashback of Han get into the cop's car, and then the other cop gets shot by Stallone, I hated that scene.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated that scene was in there. And
Don't start there.
as soon as the movie started and I saw that, I was like, I'm going to dunk. I literally, after that scene, I was like, I'm dunking on this movie.
We
But-
are two peas in a pod.
But as the movie went on, I tried to give it another chance, and it did go around to being Kyle's point. Like, the rest of the movie, I was like, okay, this is doing what it's supposed to do. Stallone is a likable enough character. Han is a likable enough character. Taylor. There's some fun stuff going on. I like Lisa. There's some good banter, some good character development, and mostly just some great action. There's like 5 solid guerrilla fight scenes,
Yeah.
and just a lot of good shooting and several bullets to the head.
Yeah.
So by the end, I was like, you know what? I'll defend it because it fixed itself. It just did not need that first scene. That first scene it's just bad storytelling at this point, especially it was super unnecessary.
So I want to ask this question. Sorry, leave your feet there, Joe. I want to ask this question because you're more into movies than me, and you know more about storytelling than me. Why is this tactic of starting in the middle? Like, this seems to me like what we call a Knives Out opening.
It's called in media res, and
yeah.
if it's done well, it's done well. But
If it's not,
Okay, well, I want a breakdown of why it was not good.
there's
after
literally
you
no
do your
point
dunk.
in it. Okay, well, there's literally
Generally-
no point in it being. Can I do it?
yeah.
You can correct me, but all right. So here's why. You start in media res when you have a thing that is a really slow build that you want to like
Capture attention.
You want to capture a level of attention, and you also want to like disorient the viewer. And so like you could say that this is kind of how I think this is how Memento starts.
Yes.
But the whole structure of the film is dependent upon like time slippage, and so it acts in service to the plot. But
Okay.
this movie is just like, hey, I don't want to like write a scene to tell you that Sylvester Stallone is like a bad guy hitman who's also got like a moral code and is going to come around in the end. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have him shoot a guy, then talk about saving a cop for 5 minutes, and then we're going to start the movie. So it's just like really lazy and like crummy. It was so upsetting.
Yep.
Okay.
So in general, start the story at the beginning.
Okay.
Unless you're a master storyteller, start the story from the beginning and work it linearly.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan can
break the rules.
Can break the rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
If you're the
Scorsese, Tarantino,
Yes.
like
Yes.
any of these guys can break these rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they'll do it for the right reason.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And
Wes Anderson could
And the
probably do it.
reason is to compensate for a slow tension-based build.
for sure.
Or
Okay.
to serve the actual plot of the movie. Like, it all has to serve the plot.
Yep.
Hmm.
So this
Or,
was
like, when you see it, you're going to see it again reimagined.
Okay.
Like, you
oh,
think
yeah, different
something-
context will have
Yes.
switched.
Right,
Okay.
you'll think, oh, something really crazy happened.
But
then
exactly
when you-
what we thought had happened did, and
Yeah.
so we didn't. Yeah, I see your point. Okay. Okay.
So frustrating. Time to dunk, boys.
all right. Let's get your full dunk.
All right, for real. Okay, so starting in media res for just literally no reason.
Yep.
And then having Stallone tell us about his character was ridiculous. Having the little fake out where he shoots a prostitute, then he goes outside, and like literally a minute later, like it's not a slow build. Like
That's true. They
if
did
they had
waste
used
that,
it,
didn't they?
if they had used it like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make you think for a second that he just killed a woman in the shower. And then even just like 5 minutes later, Han's in the police station. You see her getting interviewed. He never tells his partner. You're like, okay, I had to pay a little bit of attention, but I see that he's, covering his ass, but also not willing to just kill a woman in cold blood.
Yep.
So like that part was pretty dumb and frustrating. The fact that they de-rizzed our boy Jason Momoa was really frustrating to me. Granted, he was new, so we can give him a little bit of a pass on that. The weird sexual tension with the daughter, absolutely not. Like this is not part of this premise. The random nudity at a party is like that does fall into the 80s action movie like oeuvre, but like
I was not opposed to that.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah,
but like it was just so weird to me that like this whole movie was super weird to me, and then the fact that Stallone, he gives him everything he wants and he shoots him anyway is like kind of odd. But my main problem with this movie wanted to be Tango and Cash. Like this movie wanted to be like a more serious Demolition Man. It wanted to be the 90s, or maybe really closer to
80s.
early 80s.
Yeah.
Like action, like adventure, like Lethal Weapon, Die Hard style film. But it wasn't any fun. Like it was only fun because I wanted to make fun of it. Like it was fun to make fun of. It was fun to mock. But when I watch Die Hard, when I watch Demolition Man, when I watch these other movies, there is some like, that's goofy. But when I watch it, I think like I'm enjoying this as it was intended. And I loved watching Bullet to the Head. I think you should, listening in your ear right now, you should pay money to rent Bullet to the Head.
but not buy it.
But oh my gosh, like watch it with a friend and just dunk on it the whole time. Like I thought the whole fun of the movie was the fact that you got to dunk on it. Like it was just fun enough to be dunk worthy. But it's not good. Like, and it didn't do what it was trying to do. Like it was so ham-fisted. It did all of the like steps to be what it was trying to be. But it did them all poorly. The entire time. It did every single one poorly. And I had fun watching it. Why? Because I like all the actors, and I thought that it was pretty fun to dunk on. And I texted Joe that I really love this movie, and I loved watching it with Kyle, and I really do. But it's fun to dunk on. It's not fun, like, it's not supposed to be fun. And it maybe is, but it's not supposed to be fun in the way that it actually was. Like, I think we were supposed to, like, see the party scene at the beginning and think, like, that guy's a degen, but that looks kind of cool. And, like, I think we were supposed to, I think it was intended to be taken seriously, and it just wasn't. I don't think it was a joke. I don't think it was ironic. I think it was intended to be, like, a serious action movie with, with the kind of, like, 80s schlock thrown in. But instead, it, like, wasn't, and the part that was fun about it was that they missed the mark so many times in a row. Defense. Christian Slater is dope. Jason Momoa is dope. Sung Han is dope. Like Sylvester Stallone, also dope. But yeah, this movie sucks. Like this movie sucks, and you should watch it. You're not gonna get like Transformers Last Night problem here. Yeah, I mean you're gonna really like this watch. But speaking of which, I do have to watch Last Night for a project we have coming up for this show.
Yeah, you do.
That's unfortunate.
I think
It is.
I'll definitely agree that it missed the mark on the writing in several points. And the biggest build-up that they had that they didn't fulfill was Stallone and Momoa basically making friends / teaming up to take Robert down.
Yeah, Robert was a terrible villain.
Robert had it out for Momoa too, and they should have almost like figured that out together.
They should have fought and got respect for one another.
Yeah.
And then, oh man, that's a good point. You could have really
But
spec'd up this flick.
Momoa just loved killing too much.
All
Yeah,
right,
but
we don't usually edit these episodes, but I have to pee. All right, so that was our That was our wonderful pee break after our dunk or defend. I got surprisingly 2 defends from my co-host and the guest.
Yeah.
But I think I see what you guys are saying. I guess disagree.
No, I see what you're saying.
You're
that's
not
so sweet.
wrong about any of it. I just
Let's get it. Yeah, let's get on that quarter mile time. That's our next segment. It's our last segment. What is the quarter mile time of this flick?
All right, Kyle.
quarter mile time of this flick.
Do you understand what quarter mile time is?
Yeah.
Can you explain
We
it?
need a 10-second car.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
As
and
is
so
custom in Fast 1.
there's a exponential growth curve where a 4-second car is nearly on par with a 16-second car is nearly on par with a 20-second car. Like they're both garbage.
Okay, we're not dealing with that.
Yeah,
we're
you're-
doing
you're
1 to
over-
10.
You're overthinking.
Oh, this
10
is a
to
1 to
20.
10 or a
No,
10
this
to
is
20?
a 10 to 20. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
20 being
we're
the worst, 10 being
starting
the
at
best.
10?
Yes.
We're
10
looking for the
10
holy grail is a 10-second car, and that's baseline.
It's just based on Fast 1, all right? Why don't you just
Okay.
let it go?
All right, okay.
I understand that we have
there's
plenty
faster
of
cars
Yeah,
now,
we
but
talked about it in episode
yeah.
1.
In Fast 1, a 10-second car is amazing.
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a 10-second is best of the best.
Okay.
20 seconds is very,
Very
bad. A 10-minute car is absolute trash.
Okay.
I think the last one we reviewed, Joe gave.
I gave it 9
9
minutes and 59 seconds.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
bad.
I think I
It
gave it
was-
like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to go?
I think Joe will go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he
Okay.
summarized the movie.
Sure, I can go first. My quarter mile time for bullet to the head was probably a 16. I'm gonna give it a 16 because it did have so many writing problems, but I still very much so enjoyed the action and general characters and just had fun with it.
Yeah, that makes
So-
sense. So this is like the whole situation. You're gonna balance your
Yeah, this is
your like critical eye with your actual enjoyment of the film, and you're gonna meet somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'll have you go next, because
Okay. I'm mad.
yeah,
I'm really mad at you, Joe, because I was gonna say 16 as well.
I had Kyle go
it's
next
like-
because I was gonna say 16.
Yeah, it's like pretty slow, but not. It's not dragging its feet, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't fun, it would be a 20
Yeah.
or a 10-minute.
It's a
Like,
stock
Yeah.
Mazda Miata. It's real light,
but it was super
without much
fun to
power.
watch.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's really fun. Yeah.
it didn't hurt at all, and so it gets a 16.
Mhm.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement. I
Yeah.
don't know if we have really
That's the
anything
wrap,
else to go.
folks.
That's the whole section
turns
right
out
there.
as a 16.
yeah,
So that is a F minus.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. This movie is not good, but
Yeah.
it does have all the trappings of a movie that I need to enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
Matt was when we put this on. I don't watch very many movies. And Matt was like, "I'm really sorry that I'm making you watch a bad movie." And then we watched it, and it was like,
we were like 15 minutes in, and I was like, "No, this movie's dope."
it was such a good bad movie. Such a good bad movie.
Yeah. There's better ones, but this movie was fine.
Better bad movies.
Yes.
Yeah. 16 seconds. Got a lot of work to do, but
Yep.
Yeah.
glad to be a part of it. So that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks, Carl, for joining us on the show and watching this movie with me. As always,
blast.
please listen to other All Days Off productions, such as the All Days Off podcast, which is hosted by Kyle and I.
It is.
We even have an episode where we talked with Joe, and oddly enough, there's some definite overlap in the movie topic.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are really getting a picture of our character.
Yeah, we like movies a lot, and then if I get Joe on, it's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
I know what we're really
Guess what
stop
we're
it.
talking about
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it's a real fitness podcast, and we're a real cool network. So please hit us up at alldaysoffpodcast@gmail.com if you have any notes on the show or critiques or complaints.
Fact
And
checks.
we will read your stuff on the air eventually. Yeah,
we'll
we
try
share.
not to make fun of you too bad, but you will be wrong.
Yeah, this is the Blockbuster Bus podcast, but we just share an email because why not?
Yeah.
So email All Days Off if you have any alldaysoffpodcast@gmail.com.
All roads lead to Rome.
Exactly.
It's true.
Something like that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being on the show. Joe, do you have any last words?
No, thanks for listening to Blockbuster Buffs, y'all.
Blockbuster Bubs.
Have a good week.